everyone, I finally have a great new camera. I actually got the 80D. Yes! We kind of took my son out of the daycare and I told my husband that if I watch him, we would end up saving about the same money as the price of a refurbished 80D, and that's what I did. And he's still home, so you might hear him babble, like, you know, in between. As you must have guessed from the title, we are going to compare the new Liquid Catsuit MegaLast lipsticks from Wet-n-Wild that everybody's been raving about with the ColourPop ones. I ended up picking up this one yesterday, and when I applied it, I just instantly fell in love. I had tried one of the shades in the past and I wasn't a big fan of it, but this one is just gorgeous. And then I was worried if I had ended up picking up a dupe for my ColourPop shadows. But the actual feel of the lipstick on your lips is very different. So I thought, why don't I compare and see how they actually last. The way this thing goes on and stays on is quite different from these, and why don't we get on with it, right? I've been seeing too many ands. So first I'm gonna exfoliate my lips with my e.l.f. scrubby stick or whatever it's called. This is in the Mint Maniac flavor. I love it, but I ended up closing it, like closing the lid on it. So let me do that. I'm gonna scrub my lips and I'll be right back. You know, I ended up purchasing like 5 of these liquid lipsticks from ColourPop on a whim when I first learned about them, and then I pretty much never use them because they dry out my lips quite a bit. Okay, so my lips are now scrubbed and I have wiped off any excess things on it. I'm going to apply the ColourPop on one side of my lips and then the catsuit on the other side. I will do check-ins throughout the day to see how each of them perform. And the reason I'm daring to do that because I don't have to step out today. So let's get to it. This is the shade K. These are not going to match. Isn't that the gorgeous color? I just love it. It's like the perfect nude. I don't know if my ColourPop a bit. I haven't even opened it, so I don't know why that would be the case. Okay, so we have K on one side and this shade is called Give Me Some Mocha, and I am in love. When I had this on, I had made kind of a mistake here, and when I tried to take it off, because usually I'm able to sort of rub off my ColourPop lipsticks if they have kind of gone out of the line. But this one almost peeled off like dried acrylic paint. You know what I mean? Like in layers. So, alright, so this is my application, and we are going to ignore how I have actually applied them and focus on how they wear throughout the day. Alright? Right now it is 2:40 p.m. So, alright, I'll see you guys in a few hours. Alright, it's about 5:54, so it's 3.5 hours later. And if you look at my lips, this is the ColourPop side. This is faded just a little and it's a little patchy. I don't know if it's the color or what, but I can't seem to see that on the Wet-n-Wild side. Nothing. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? I did have lunch after I applied the lipstick and it was slightly oily, and that kind of ended up melting some part of the ColourPop, and when I did a kiss test, a little bit transferred, but not much, not significantly. But the catsuit side, nothing has transferred. I'm pretty pleased. I'll give you one more close-up. So the next check-in would be after my toddler goes to bed. It's about time that he gets home. So I want to do a quick check-in before that, and I'll see you after some time. The time is now 10:21 p.m. Wow, I think it's, isn't it almost exactly, how many? 8 hours later? I think it's almost exactly 8 hours later. So this is the end result. So on my upper lip, I'm noticing equal amount of fading on both sides. Whereas on the lower lip, I feel like this side, the ColourPop side, is chapped a little bit, teeny tiny bit more. But it might also be because this color is so close to my natural color that you can't see it. Whereas because this is such a contrast, you can. And yeah, overall, I just feel like when I touch my lips, this feels like there is something on top, but it's comfortable compared to this one. This one feels slightly dry. So as a final test, let's just take these off. I'm going to use my usual e.l.f. wipes. Okay, the ColourPop is coming off easy. Overall, I wore both the lipsticks through lunch, dinner, a nap with my young one, kissing both my kids, and drinking water from a regular glass. Yeah, so this has lasted pretty well, both sides, I have to say. I'm hoping this will make me a little bit more comfortable wearing the ColourPop lipsticks again. Yeah, so the ColourPop side is off. Let's get to, yeah, I am noticing that there is some amount of fading on the inner side of the, the lower lip on the Catsuit lipstick too. Yesterday when I was trying to take it off without having done so much, you know, like eating and all that, I was actually having a hard time taking this one. I had to rub. Yeah, so they're both off, and I think they're pretty comparable, except the fact that the Wet-n-Wild ones are $4.99 and available locally, and the ColourPop ones are $6, which is not terribly higher, but you have to order them. And you know, there have been some issues with the customer service or not, but the product is not bad. I would say it is like a teensy bit more drying. I feel like my Catsuit side is, or the Wet-n-Wild side, is slightly softer. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know if you guys have found any particular differences between the two brands and which one you like better or not. Thanks again for watching. Bye. Very different. It's very different.